In the crypto world, most blockchains kind of try to be a jack of all trades. But what if one was built from the ground up to be a master of one specific thing? Well, today, we're diving into Sei, a blockchain that was engineered for the single most common activity in all of Web3, trading.
So let's start with a question. Think about all the big things happening in Web3 right now. You've got NFTs, these huge crypto gaming worlds, all of DeFi. Now, on the surface, they seem totally different, right? But there's one core action, one thing that connects every single one of them. What do you think it is?
Exactly. It's trading. The simple act of exchanging digital assets is pretty much the engine that drives the entire crypto space. Doesn't matter if you're flipping an NFT, selling a rare sword from a game, or swapping tokens on a decentralized exchange, at the end of the day, you're trading. It's really the universal language of Web3.
Okay, but here's the catch. Even though trading is this universal thing we all do, the infrastructure we're doing it on, most of the blockchains we use every day, they weren't actually built for it. And now that trading volume is just exploding, these general-purpose chains are really starting to hit a wall. And this brings us to a really important shift in how we think about this stuff. The first wave of blockchains, they were like Swiss Army knives, right? Good for a lot of things, but not really a master of any single one. The new model, which is where Sei comes in, is more like a surgeon's scalpel. It's perfectly designed for one incredibly important job. We're moving from the generalist to the specialist.
And that's precisely the niche Sei was built to fill. It's a Layer 1 blockchain built from scratch with one goal in mind: to be the absolute best, fastest, and most efficient infrastructure for trading. Period. So, what is Sei really? Try not to think of it as just another blockchain. It's more like a complete, high-performance trading environment. Every single piece of its architecture, every line of code, was written while asking one question: how does this make trading faster, fairer, and more efficient for everyone? So how does it actually pull this off? Well, Sui's secret sauce comes down to a few really clever innovations. We're going to unpack its twin turbo consensus, which is all about raw speed, its smart approach to parallelization for handling huge amounts of traffic, and its native order matching engine, which totally changes the game when it comes to fairness. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about speed, because in trading, every single millisecond counts. Sei's answer to this is something they call twin turbo consensus, and it's basically a two-part strategy to make the entire process of approving and processing transactions way, way faster. So the first turbo is called Intelligent Block Propagation. Now here's how it works. On most blockchains, when a validator wants to propose a new block of transactions, they have to send the entire block, all that data, to every other validator. It's kind of like emailing a huge file to your whole team. It takes time. Sei is way smarter about it. It just sends a list of what's in the block. Since all the other validators on the network already have those transactions, they can just build the block themselves instantly. No waiting for a huge download. It's a simple change that saves a ton of time.
Now, the second turbo is even cooler. It's called optimistic block processing. Look at the left. That's the old, clunky way. Validators have to wait until everyone agrees on the block before they can even start processing it. It's a huge waste of time. Sei, on the right, makes a smart bet. It starts processing the transactions while the vote is still happening. And you know what? Over 99% of the time, that block gets approved, so the work is already done. If on the rare chance it fails, no big deal. It just discards the work. It's a calculated risk that gives it a massive speed boost.
Okay, so we've made the whole consensus thing a lot faster. But what about handling the transactions themselves? See, most blockchains process them one by one, like a single file line at the DMV. Sei's next big innovation is all about breaking that bottleneck wide open.
Right, so look at the top there. That's your single file line. Transaction number 1 has to finish completely before number 2 can even begin. It's a total traffic jam. But now look at the bottom. That's Sei's approach. It's smart enough to understand that if you're trading Solana and I'm trading an NFT, our trades have nothing to do with each other. So why should we have to wait in the same line? Sei just processes them at the same time, turning that single-lane road into a massive, multi-lane superhighway.
So you're probably asking, how does it know which transactions can run at the same time? Well, that's where this cool piece of tech called a directed acyclic graph, or a DAG, comes into play. The easiest way to think about it is like a super intelligent traffic controller. Before it processes anything, Sei's DAG creates this smart map that identifies all the relationships between transactions. It knows your trade and my trade are completely separate, so it shoots them down different lanes on that highway.
And here you can see what that traffic map really accomplishes.
Instead of that tangled mess on the left where everything is stuck waiting on everything else, the DAG lets say untangle it all. It figures out which transactions can run in parallel and just processes them all at once. No conflicts. The result? A huge increase in how many transactions it can handle, which is exactly what you need for a serious trading environment.
So we've established that Psi is incredibly fast and can handle a massive amount of trades. But look, performance isn't just about speed. It's also about the quality and the fairness of the trading experience. And this is where Psi's features that are built right into the chain really start to shine.
See, on most blockchains, an exchange is just an application that's built on top of the chain. On Sei, the order matching engine, the core of any exchange, is baked right into the blockchain's foundational layer. That's a revolutionary idea. And as an order goes through this process, check out step 4, a native matching engine. This isn't just a small technical detail, it's what makes the whole system fundamentally more fair.
And here's why that's so important. When orders are processed one by one, it creates this huge problem called front-running, or MEV. Basically, a validator can see your big buy order coming in, and they can sneak their own buy order in just a millisecond before yours, driving the price up, and then sell it to you for a profit. They're profiting off their position, and you get a worse price. It's not fair.
Sei totally eliminates this with a really elegant solution called frequent batch auctioning. Instead of processing orders one by one, it just bundles all the market orders from a single block together. Then it calculates one single uniform price for that block and executes every single order at that exact same price. Since everybody gets the same price, there's literally no way for a validator to jump the line to get an advantage. It just makes the market fair.
Okay, I know we've just gone through a lot of tech talk. Twin turbo consensus, parallelization, batch auctioning, but what does all of this actually mean? Why does having a blockchain specifically built for trading matter to you or to a developer or a market maker?
It really boils down to this. For traders like you and me, it means our trades go through faster and we're not getting ripped off by front-running. For developers, it means they can finally build the kind of high-performance apps that just wouldn't be possible on a slower, general-purpose chain. By choosing to specialize, Sei just creates a better, faster, fairer experience for everyone who touches the trading application. And that kind of leaves us with a final, bigger idea. Sei is proving that when you build specialized infrastructure for a specific job, you can unlock some truly incredible performance. It really makes you wonder, okay, so trading has its own superhighway now. What's next? Could a specialized blockchain for gaming completely eliminate lag? Could a blockchain for social media finally give us true ownership of our data? The era of the specialist blockchain might just be getting started. That's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in.